So hello students, and welcome back once again to the online lectures of design of RCC and steel structural element, and the subject code is 17CV72. Okay, so we'll have the online lectures through JCE Connect. So in the last session we had a discussion over the syllabus part, and we have discussed about what are the different elements we need to design with respect to module 1 and module 2. So in the module 1 we have to design the RCC structural elements, and in module 2 we need to design the steel structural elements. So in the last session, as I told you, in the first module, that is part A, we have 9 types of design, and in the part B, that is module 2, we have 6 design. So in this session I am going to begin with, that is module 1, and the first design that is design of combined footing. Okay, so this is the first element we need to design in the first module, that is design of combined footing. Okay, so let us begin with design. So before that I'll read out the statement of the problem, given statement of the problem. Okay, so here it is given: design a combined footing for two columns A and B carrying a load of 500 kN and 700 kN respectively. The column A is 300 mm by 300 mm in size, and column B is 400 mm by 400 mm in size. The center to center spacing between the columns is 3.4 meter. The SBC of soil is given as 150 kN per meter square. Use M20 grade concrete and Fe 415 steel. Okay, so this is the given statement of the problem. So here there are two columns, column A and column B, and both are carrying a load of column A is carrying a load 500 kN and column B is carrying a load of 700 kN respectively. The column A, the cross section of the column A is 300 mm by 300 mm, and the cross section of column B is 400 mm by 400 mm. The center to center spacing between the column, there are two columns and the spacing between two columns is 3.4 meter. And for design we should have the SBC, the safe bearing capacity of soil, is given as 150 kN per meter square, and you have to use M20 grade concrete for design and Fe 415 steel. Okay, so as per the given data in the problem, okay, we have a sketch here. So we have two column A, column B, 300 by 300, 400 by 400, and the gap or the center to center distance between the both the column is 3.4 meter. Understood? So here this is the footing we need to design. This is the combined footing we need to design. Okay, so here we have the length of the footing and width of the footing. So I'll call it as L, the length of the footing as L, and the width of the footing as B. Okay, so we'll start with the solution now. Okay, so here first we'll note down the given data in the given statement. Okay, so here first of all, load from column A, load from column A is given as 500 kilonewton. Okay, load from column A is 500 kilonewton. Next is load from column B, it is given as 700 kilonewton. Okay, so load from column A is 500 kilonewton, load from column B is 700 kilonewton. So therefore the total load is total load is 500 kilonewton plus 700, so it will be 1200 kilonewton. The total load is 1200 kilonewton. Then we have to add 10% extra. Okay, so now we have to add 10% extra. So therefore add 10% extra for self weight. You have to add 10% extra for self weight of the column. You have to add 10% extra for the self weight of the column. So here it is 10 divided by 100 into 1200. So it will be 120 kilonewton. Okay, so after adding 10% extra, so we'll get it as 120 kilonewton. So therefore total load on soil is 1200 plus 120. We have total load on the soil is 1320 kilonewton. 1200 is load from the column. In the self weight of the column you assumed as 10%. So 1200 plus 120, so we got it as 1320 kilonewton. Okay, now SBC is equal to 150 kilonewton per meter square. SBC is given as 150 kilonewton per meter square. So you can easily find out. Therefore area of the footing is equal to, what is area of the footing? It is load divided by SBC. Area of the footing is load divided by SBC. Okay, so the load is given as 1320 divided by SBC is 150. So if you calculate, we'll get it as 1320. If we check 1320 divided by 150, so we'll get it as 8.8 meter square. So we have to provide area of size 8.8 meter square. Understood? Then what do you have to do? So after getting area, there is total area 8.8 meter square. So we have to convert this area into size, that is into length and into width. You have to convert this area into size, that is what should be the length, what should be the length of footing, and what should be the width of footing. Likewise this. Okay, what we have done here, so we have to find the area 8.8 meter square. We have to find out what should be the length of the footing and what should be the width of the footing. Okay, understood? Now we'll assume width of the footing. Okay, because here nothing is mentioned in the statement, that is the width of the footing is, consider the width of the footing so and so, or the width of the footing is restricted to. Sometimes it will be mentioned in the question paper. Okay, so it will be mentioned like the width of the footing is so and so, or the width of the footing is restricted to 1 meter, 2 meter, like that. Now here nothing is mentioned, so you can assume width of the footing. Okay, so therefore let us assume now let us assume width of footing B is equal to 2 meter. So we will assume the width of the footing is equal to 2 meter. Okay. If it is not mentioned in the question, it's my request, if it is not mentioned in the question, you assume the minimum width of the footing as 2 meter. The minimum width of the footing as, we can assume 1.8 also, 1.8 to 2 meter. So better you round figure to 2 meter. Okay. So let us assume width of the footing is equal to 2 meter. So therefore, what should be length of the footing? L is equal to area by B. Area by B. So it is 8.8 divided by 2 meter. The width of the footing we assume. So we'll get it as 4.4 meter. So we'll take it for higher side. So because the area provided should be more than area required. Okay. So I'll take this as 5 meter. I'll take this as 5 meter. You can take 4.6, 4.8. So better round figure to higher value. So I'll take it as 5 meter because, so why I tell, the reason is, so therefore if you calculate area provided here, area provided, if you check, so it is provided area, that is L into B again. So L we have assumed as 5 meter and B we have assumed as 2 meter. So we'll get it as 10 meter square. The area provided is L by B, 5 meter length and 2 meter width, so 10 meter square. So always the area provided should be more than area required. The area provided always, for safer side, the area provided should be more than area required. So the required area was 8.8 meter square. The required area was 8.8 meter square. So for safer side, always the area provided should be more than required area, and we have what? 10 meter square. Okay, clear? So now the important thing is here, now we have to adjust the dimensions of the footing. We have got already the dimensions of footing, but we have to locate that, the size of the footing we have to locate with respect to column A and column B. So therefore that, one important thing you have to keep it in your mind. So what is that? I'll just note down here. Okay, I'll write a note which is very important and I'll explain. Okay, in most of the cases, dimensions of footings are adjusted to see that CG, this word is very important, to see that CG, in most of the cases, dimensions of footings are adjusted to see that CG of loads coincides CG of load coincides with CG of footing, so that upward pressure will be uniform. So that the upward pressure will be uniform. This sentence is very, very important. So what does it mean? So when you fix the dimensions of footing, so what you have to do? In most of the cases, Dimensions of footings are adjusted to see that CG of loads coincide with CG of footing so that upward pressure will be uniform. So what does it mean, Ray? First of all, we have to adjust CG of load that should coincide with CG of footing so that the upward pressure will be uniform. So I will explain. So now suppose we have the footing, length of the footing we have got it as 5 meter, width is 2 meter. Okay, and here we have the column load A, column load B, and it is 500 and it is 700. Okay, the column A is carrying 500 and column B is carrying 700 kilonewton. Okay, so the most important here is we have to adjust the size of the footing. Now we have to fix the footing here, correct? So we have to adjust the footing in such a way that the CG of column, so the column load, suppose here it is 3.4, so the CG will, suppose the CG will be somewhere here, this will be center, so suppose we will assume the CG of the column load somewhere here and the CG of the footing is somewhere here because the total is 5 meter, so इसका CG कहाँ पे आएगा? It will be at 2.5 meter. Okay, it will be at 2.5 meter. What is happening here? There is a eccentricity. So there is a eccentricity here because the CG of the load is somewhere here and the CG of the footing is somewhere. Now what you have to do? You have to adjust. You cannot adjust the load here because load are fixed, column are fixed. You cannot adjust the column, you cannot shift the column here and there to get both the CG in same line. You cannot do that because both the columns are fixed. Both the columns are fixed. Both the columns are fixed. You cannot shift the column. Columns are fixed. But what you can do? We can shift the footing. We can shift the footing. Are you getting my point? Even though the columns are fixed, no problem, we cannot change the column location. So what you have to do to get the CG of footing in line with CG of column load, what you can do, we can shift the footing. तो हम क्या करते हैं, what we can do, we can shift this footing little bit this side. So what will happen automatically? We can shift this footing a little bit this side. So this CG will shift here and both the CG will get coincide. It will be in same plane. The CG of column load and the CG of footing will get coincide. Then next important, what is that? To get uniform pressure at the bottom. What the reason behind this? What is the reason? To get uniform pressure at the bottom, we have to coincide both the CG, that is CG of load and CG of footing. What is uniform pressure there? Now, when both the column load acts on the soil will react in opposite direction. Correct or not? Correct. When both the loads, just a minute. Okay. What will happen when both the loads act on the soil? When both the load act on the soil, what will happen? Soil will also react in opposite direction. It will develop the upward pressure. The soil will develop the upward pressure because when you apply some load on any material, not with respect to soil only, in any material. So what will happen? That material will also behave in opposite direction. It will react in opposite direction. So why the word important, that is uniform pressure. So when you maintain both the CG in same line, ultimately what will happen? Okay, what will happen? Suppose when you maintain the CG in same line, what will happen? The pressure will be uniform. The pressure, the soil, the pressure what it develops, it will be uniform when CG coincides. If it is not like that, when we have eccentricity, when you are not able to adjust what you are not able to adjust both the CG. So this is uniform pressure. Uniform pressure. And pressure is uniform. When it is possible? When both the CG gets coincide. So we have to adjust the footing to get the CG of the load and CG of the footing in same line. If it is not such case, if you are not able to coincide, so that time the pressure will not be uniform because of eccentricity. The pressure will not be uniform. What will happen in that case? Because CG of the footing is somewhere and the CG of the load is somewhere, so it will develop the eccentricity. It will develop the eccentricity. That time what will happen? Your pressure distribution will be something like this. It will be like this. So it will be non-uniform pressure. It will be non-uniform pressure. Correct? So what will happen in this case if this pressure is not uniform? So here the pressure is more because the load is more under column B. So that time the soil will develop more pressure. Here pressure is less, so it will develop less pressure. So the pressure is not enough. So for further calculation, it will create unnecessary difficulties, or the number of calculations will be more. And even when the pressure is more here, it will try to push this side. So footing will try to overturn, or we have to design separate for this part because the pressure is more, and you have to design separate for this part because pressure is less. So manual calculation will increase. But if you are using some software for design of combined footing, some FEM software or the foundation design software, that time you can manage because the software will give the full design detailing and everything. But for manual calculation, to make easy or to avoid difficulties, try to coincide both the CGs. So because of that, what will happen when you coincide both the CGs, the pressure distributed below the footing, okay, it will be uniform. Understood? Okay. So now we have the cross section of the longitudinal section of footing. So here the total length of the footing is 5 meter from here to here. Okay, the total length of the footing is 5 meter. Now we have to adjust the CG. Okay. So now here we have the CG of the load here. So here, so it will be how much? It will be 1200. So it is the opposite direction. 1200. So now, so here CG of the footing will be near to the column, whose load is more, hence it will be near column B, because we have the more load over column B, so automatically what will happen? So it will be near to column B. Understood? So therefore we'll find out using Varangian's theorem about point A, using Varangian's theorem, taking moment about A. So we have A and B, using Varangian's theorem, taking moment about A. So now taking moment about A, taking moment about A, so that is 500 into 0 plus 700 into 3.4 is equal to 1200 into x bar. What is that x bar? So we are taking moment about A, so this distance, so from here to here, we'll assume as x bar. We'll assume as x bar. That is taking moment about A, 500 into 0, because we are taking moment about A only, so 500 into 0 plus 700 into 3.4, 700 into 3.4 is equal to 1200 into x bar. Okay. So therefore, so from this you will get the value of x bar is equal to 1.98 meter. Okay, that is 1.98 meter. Then to make, so now, so what does it mean? The CG of load is, it is at a distance of 1.98. It is at a distance of 1.98. The CG of the load is what? It is at a distance of 1.98 from column A. The CG of load, where it is acting, the CG of load is, it is at a distance of 1.98 from column A. Okay. So now to make resultant pass through CG, now to make resultant pass through CG, to make resultant pass through CG, what do you have to do? A plus x bar should be equal to L by 2. So what I am trying to explain, we have to match both the CGs. So in that case, what you have to do, this distance, that is, this is A, so we'll assume as A, the offset from column A, so we'll take it as this is equal to A, this is equal to A. तो क्या होगा अभी, A plus x bar should be equal to L by 2. So that time what will happen, the total length of the footing, that is L, तो उसका सेंटर कहाँ पे होगा, L by 2. L is equal to the total length, then the total length का सेंटर कहाँ पे होगा, L by 2. So here we are equating, so A plus x bar should be equal to L by 2. So that time what we are managing, so we are managing A here, because we know x bar, so we can manage A. So that time A plus x bar should be equal to L by 2. So we are managing A, so therefore A plus x bar should be equal to L by 2. So here therefore A plus x bar should be equal to L by 2. Therefore it is A, and x bar we have already got it, that is 1.98 should be equal to L by 2, that is 2.5. So therefore A we got it as 0.52 meter. The offset A from column A, that is we got it as 0.52 meter, means this distance we got it as 0.52. Understood? So then therefore offset B. This is offset B. So this is offset B. Offset B. So from center of column B to end of the footing. So offset B. Okay. So offset B. So therefore B is equal to total phi minus 0.52 minus 3.4. So we will get it as 1.08 meter. Understood? So total length कितना है हमारा 5 meter. I'll explain here better. Okay. So the total length is 5 meter. 5 meter में क्या होगा? minus 0.52 minus 3.4 बचा कितना? B. So that is 1.82 meter. 1.08 meter. Okay. So we have adjusted. So to get both the CG in same line, we have adjusted A and B. So this is important. We have adjusted A and B. The offset from A and offset from B. So therefore, it is now the CG how coincides. Okay. So now net upward pressure Q, I can call it as Q is equal to net upward pressure Q is equal to, that is the factored load 1.5 into 1200 divided by area provided, that is load divided by the factored load divided by area provided. Okay, area provided. So that is 1.5 into 1200 divided by area provided is 10, which is equal to 180 kilonewton per meter square, and this should be less than factored SBC. Always this upward pressure should be less than factored SBC. If it is not, what will happen? If this factored load, the upward pressure, if it is more than SBC, means what? The pressure generated over soil is more than its bearing capacity. Correct? If it is this pressure is more than the SBC, means what? The pressure generated by columns or the footing is more than the safe bearing capacity of footing. So क्या होगा उस केस में? automatically your footing will settle, means the footing will it will go down or it will settle in the soil, because soil is not capable to carry that much of pressure. Understood? So this is regarding up to the fixing the dimension, calculation of area, fixing the dimension, and adjusting the offset A and B from column A and B to coincide the CG of load and CG of footing. Understood? So you go through this, and if you have any queries, we'll discuss in the meeting. Okay, thank you.